welcome to Sunde Knits. It's going to be a weekly vlog video, obviously vlog. So this is going to be a weekly vlog. Today is Sunday the 2nd of March. I'm just going to give you a starting update. I actually wanted to start this on the 1st and then go to Friday, but Saturdays are my main day off. My other day off from work is Monday, but I use that mostly to catch up on schoolwork and then sort of try and get ahead on schoolwork in some classes at some instances. It's not really a day off, so I just kind of vegged out, sat on the couch all day, did do some knitting, got some progress on some stuff, and read a lot. So here is kind of my starting. I have 2 whips currently. I have my complicated whip, and then I have my simple whip. So I'll start with the complicated one. This is the Nordic flower, or this is the back panel of the Nordic flower sweater. It's a free pattern by Drops. If you watch my podcasts, you saw I just finished a sweater for my dad. Weaved on the ends, gave it to him yesterday. That's another thing I did yesterday. I felt it all, the ends together, or the ends in. And so I had enough yarn. I calculated it. I might be slightly short. I made my dad a sweater, or I made my grandma and my dad a sweater, and they both have the same color palettes, and the patterns I picked use the same weight of yarn, so I just used the same yarn for them. They both have a red and white sweater, and that yarn is Drops Lima in the color red and the color white, I believe, or natural. The lightest white and then red, color number 3609. This is a DK weight yarn. It's 65% wool, 35% alpaca. Nice, very, not super rustic, but also not super soft like Drops Merino or something. And I calculated that I had enough to do another sweater. I didn't want to have to go find another pattern, and I've really been wanting an all-over colorwork sweater for myself. And I just looked on Drops website because I'm on my 2025 pattern low buy. Yes, I've done good. I've only bought 2 patterns this year, and that's with some stipulations, but I explained more of that in my last podcast episode. So I just went on the website and I found one I liked. I really didn't like that it was drop shoulder because I would have to be working colorwork back and forth, but I did that for the porcelain sweater and it wasn't horrible. It's not horrible this time, but it's not my favorite thing to do. So now I'm making myself a matching sweater for them. I do have some modifications. So I modified, it wanted you to take the stitch count down from 123 to 113. And so you would have 113 on the front panel, 113 on the back panel. And I'm saying this because it is a free pattern. You can find it on Drops. It's kind of confusing, but it is a free pattern. So going into the main body, because colorwork chart, but that would not have given me an equal number of pattern repeats for the chart, because the chart has 24 stitches in it and 126 is not divisible nicely. It gives you 9 and some quarter or something. So instead, I'm taking the stitch count down from 120 or 246 stitches for the body. I'm saying 100 because I'm working on the back panel and then the front panel, and that's where the decrease is going to happen, or happened for me. So in my head, I'm taking it from 123 stitches to 120. So at the end, my body count will be 140, which is a lot off from 240, which is quite a big difference. But I didn't want to go smaller. I would have had to go smaller, or 140, or like 120. No. 116, something like that, something small. And I didn't want to go smaller because I already picked a size that didn't have a lot of positive ease on me. So that's what I picked. Yeah, so I'm just, probably won't bring this with me to work because it's my confusing one and I have to get schoolwork done. I know it's a Sunday, but I use my time at work to get some schoolwork done as well. So that's work in progress number 1. It's a very confusing pattern, so I'm going to try and take detailed notes of what I did, and I will eventually have a Ravelry pattern page up. I don't use Ravelry during my projects right now because I found Knits and Note is an app that I can just have on my phone that's a lot easier for me to access just readily when I'm working on it rather than getting my computer out, because Ravelry is a bit confusing on my phone. So work in progress number 2 is my second muscle burra hat. This is a yarn by Nerdy Fibers. It is the base Amos fingering in the colorway Daylily. Sorry, I think I'm getting sick. Daylily. So it is very beautiful, like fall colors. So oranges, yellows, reds, some maroonies. Very, very lovely. If you have watched my previous podcast episode, you will have seen that I had currently a muscle burra hat on my needles already. And I finished that actually the Wednesday, I believe, after it was posted. So the brim color did not have enough to go do fully reversible. So this is actually technically the wrong side of the hat in order to get the opposite colored brim. So sorry, my hair is not meant for beanies, but I'm in love with it. I finished it Wednesday, immediately wore it. Yeah, so those are my 2. I will keep you updated. Yeah, I don't really have any other plans that happen outside the house today or this week. I might go shopping. I have to clean my room. So that's a big one. You'll probably get a time lapse of me cleaning my room at some point, or a before and after. Hopefully this keeps me accountable and I actually do it. My dad came back last Saturday. My mom is gone until today. So filming will have to kind of be around when they are home. So I will see you in the next update. Hello, it is 3:00 on Monday. I have updated so late because I've been downstairs all day. I made some pretzel bites. I started to discard pretzel bites. I then did some schoolwork, did the FAFSA, and did knit a couple rows, not too much. But now I am going to clean my room. So y'all are going to get a before, mildly censored before. There's just a lot of clothes and I need to get a bed out of here. So I'm going to flip you around. all of my whip dumping grounds, clothes from Scotland. Again, dumping ground from Scotland, extra duvet. I need to change my sheets and make my bed. And then laundry I have to put away. Closet's horrible. And then dumping ground. That's my before. You're not going to get a time lapse because I film on my phone and I want to use my phone to listen to music. So I will time it for you, let you know how long it takes. I'm probably not going to get it all done today because it's going to be a lot of laundry and a lot of organizing. But I am going to be trying to get rid of some stuff, preparing to move, just periodically cleaning stuff out, getting rid of stuff I don't use. So I don't have to do it all in the week before I move. So I will see you for the after. Hello, welcome to the after. So this is about halfway done. It's a lot better. It's now 5:35. I didn't spend 2.5 hours cleaning. I probably spent an hour and a half cleaning, and the other hour I decided I was going to count the coins, like all of my change, and then figure out how many of the 50 states quarters I have. So here is the after. So I cleaned this up. Honestly, it kind of became a dumping ground after I cleaned off my thing. Now it's all in piles. These need to go downstairs. These I'm giving to my mom. This is all of my knitting stuff that needs to find a home. Pens, all of my stuffed animals, my books. So this over here is clean. This is all dirty clothes. So this is now all clean. This is cleaned off pretty much. This needs to go back in the Christmas stuff. This is a whip I need to finish. That needs to get frogged. These both have places. And then in here is clean. Then I've got all the stuff that has to go to the kitchen, and then all the trash. And then also the bed has to be moved, so I'll get a lot more open space then. But I don't know if I want to move the bed because that show off my Avengers tapestry crochet that I did. Because the bed actually, it taking up floor space means I have less like space to get dirty. I did get rid of a couple things. But other than that, I'm gonna go downstairs, have some dinner, probably watch some TV and knit. And then I will see you all tomorrow when I have work. And I'm gonna try and get a majority of my schoolwork done tomorrow. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And then I've got work. I've got work every other day this week, so good use of my time cleaning. I'll start laundry tomorrow, and I'll start taking stuff downstairs to the kitchen. Have a good night. Good morning. We have added a project to the throng of whips. It's Tuesday at about 8:20. I was working on, I now have 4 whips. I know you said I said I only had 3 in the first. Look how my hair is like. Whatever. That was because I was counting the Musselburgh and the Nordic flower sweater, but I forgot I also have my hood. So I have this is the finished part of the hood, and then I have this very long scarf. So this is all blue. I was originally going to do some blue and then some white, or like stripes and something, but it's turning out this is literally all I have left, but I should be able to get through. I measured and weighed and did all my calculations, and I should be able to get through all the decreases and like do the whole thing. Finish it with that amount of yarn, but I have 4 whips now. 1, because that's the amount of cables I have. So that's the amount I'm allowed to have. And 2, I was working on the Nordic flower last night, and I'm getting pretty close to having the back panel done. But working the color work back and forth was giving me some pain in my arm. I'm knitting down here, so that's why I'm not looking at the camera. But it was giving me some pain in my arm, my left arm, my left elbow, some like tendonitis, so repetitive movement pain. So I knew I would need just a simple project, and I've really been itching to cast on. I'm thinking I want to keep at least one of my make 9s on my needles at once, and I've already finished 2, so that's 1 a month. So theoretically I could have a make 12. I could add on to it. I'm not going to say that because most of my make 9s are bigger projects. So I cast on a Sunde winter sweater by November Knits. And I did a gauge swatch because I think I'm a tight knitter, so I use metal needles, and I almost always have to size up for gauges. And the needles for this pattern, it's a DK weight. It's supposed to be DK weight yarn, but it's a 15 stitch gauge. And I found that really confusing because normally, so I'm using a worsted weight yarn. I'm using stash yarn. I'm using hold on, Karen 1 pound midnight blue. So I have 2 of them. Oh, I have another random. Oh, apparently I broke it. That would make sense because I had to unravel. I'm using that as my main body color, and then I'm using Lion Brand Pound of Love in the color Sugar Cookie as like my stripes. And that's simply because I want to get it out of my stash. They are my biggest skeins of yarn. And I hit gauge like immediately. So this pattern calls for 5mm needles and a gauge of 15 stitches for 4 inches. And so I was like, well, my 5mm are being used for my actual DK sweater. The Nordic flower sweater is on my 5mm. So I was like, well, I'm not gonna have 2 that I have to bounce needles between. And I was thinking, well, I can cast on I can gauge swatch with my wood needles. Then I was like, but then my gauge won't be accurate because apparently the type of needles you cast on with changes it. So I was like, okay, I'll just size up to 6 because that was I knew I was gonna have to size up anyways, and my 5.5s were taken up on this. So that's why there's one 5.5 and one 6, because I'm using the other 5.5 on here. So I've got a mishmash, mash kapah, something of needles. So I so I gauge swatched. I cast on 19 stitches and immediately popped that. Normally I divide this 15. I would divide 15 by 4 to get my inch count, but then I put it up there and I was like, I think this is going to be spot on. And I was spot on gauge. And so it's a bit of a loose gauge, even with my 5, like using a bigger weight yarn. So I'm thinking I could probably also get away with using a bulky if I wanted to, if I like the fit of this sweater. I could also use this pattern for what was supposed to be my novice cardigan. So my Wool of the Andes bulky, because honestly, let me look at that. It's not too much bigger. Like really, it's not that much bigger, yarn wise. So, and I don't know if I like this color mixed on my skin. I mean, like, it looks good. I don't know. I got my colors done. Something I kind of been thinking about ever since I saw Amy from Knee Knits do it. So I got them done, and I have a palette of supposedly my good colors coming. I kind of already have like an inkling that I'm more of a, like, she doesn't use color seasons. Apparently that's not like a good thing to use anymore. So I think I'm about like probably what people would call an autumn. So a lot of like warmer tones and like greens and yellows and like yellowy greens and browns, like warm browns and stuff. So I don't know if this is my color either. Very much my color, because it's, I don't know. But my thinking is, if I end up not liking the way this fits or this looks on me, because I'm doing size 2 for my recommended amount of positive ease. I should be doing size 4. Because size 4 has a finished measurement of 124 centimeters, whereas size 2 has a finished measurement of 113 centimeters. But that's the same, just about the same bust circumference as my porcelain sweater, and I kind of want something a bit more tailored and a bit like less positive ease. So this one should only have 4 inches of positive ease on me. Oh, what? Hold on. So, still got another round. So, worst comes to worst, it should fit one of my sisters. It should fit both of them with little to no ease. And it's acrylic, 100% acrylic, so both of them can wear it if they decide they want it. If not, and I don't like it, I can either give it to my thrift store, or my church also gives out like winter coats and stuff, so I can just save it for next winter and give it as part of the winter coat drive type thing, because I also give out food boxes and stuff, because where I live, a lot of people have very seasonal work, because I live at Lake Tahoe, so we've got the lake in the summer, and then we've got a lot of ski resorts in the winter. So a lot of people have seasonal work, like doing snow shoveling, or like, and then subsequently like yard work, or like they work at the beaches and stuff. So if there's not a lot of snow, then there's not a lot of work generally. So then people need like some help with food boxes and some different things. So my church provides that to anyone in our community who needs it. And along with that, people can pick up food boxes, and then they can pick up, I think once a year, they can pick up they can pick up food boxes whenever, but once a year, they can pick up food boxes and coats, because we run a thrift store, so we take a lot of winter coats from the thrift store, I think, and bring it over to, and like let people go through and pick up coats and like other warm things, especially for kids, so like hats and stuff. So I'm thinking I'm gonna start making using my acrylic yarn and making like my scraps and stuff, because I've got probably 3 of those like cube boxes from IKEA full of acrylic yarn that I don't use. So we'll be sorry, my voice just went down. What time is it? It's only 8:36 now. I try and get out of bed. Normally I get up out of bed around 8:45, get ready, and then go downstairs and like make breakfast and then start on schoolwork. But I finished my book last night, so I didn't sit. So I woke up at 7, and I was pretty well rested, even though I only went to bed at 11. So I woke up at 7, doom scrolled for an hour, and then I really had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom and was like, well, I can finish the collar and at least film sort of an update. So plan for today is some world religions work. I'm gonna do my 1 assignment a week for world religions. I don't know how that class is 4 credits, but it is. It's 1 discussion post. So easy. So I'm gonna do that because it's due. First post is due tomorrow, and then I'll probably do the rest of my accounting work from last week. It's weird. So she has like it. Some of it's due. It's a weird system. So I'll finish my accounting work from last week and then start on probably come Wednesday or Thursday, start on this week's work, because I'm going to try and get onto the same week. Holy cow, why you like grew so much and then now you're not growing? Because we're in week 9 of 12. So I kind of need to start catching up and doing the work of the week, because finals come up, and then it's like I want to be prepared and be able to study and stuff. So yes, 4 more weeks. 4 weeks. Until I've got a break, finals and a break. So yes, well, this was a long update, but I might give one later, see how far I've gotten on my Sunday sweater. I might not. This might be the only update you get. I don't know. I don't really know what. I know I'm supposed to be like vlogging, but I don't really do a lot, okay? Like, my school is completely online, so I'm not even going to school. Like, I'm not gonna bring a camera to, like, I'm not gonna film at work, because one, even though it's a public place, like, there's a lot of kids, and like, especially lessons, like, I'm not gonna film my lessons and then post it in public. So like, the only thing you could watch me do is sit at my computer or sit on the couch and knit. And I feel like that's not very interesting. I think I might text my friend and see if she's free this week to meet up. So you may get some videos from that. But I'm kind of not comfortable filming in public either. So I don't know. Oh, I need to go to Costco, because my sister put me on her membership, so I'm gonna have a Costco card. That'll be nice. I'll start paying for my own gas. Sadness. But yes, preparing to move. It's another preparation. I'm getting Costco card so that I can, even though I'll be like one person, I like a lot of their like freezer stuff. So I get like their chicken tenders and their like fries or like tater tots and like other easy kind of like lunches, just because thinking about meals 3 times a day is kind of hard. But yes, okay. I need to get up and go make some breakfast. I also use their pancake mix. And that is another route down. Okay. This is where I'm at now. I'm almost done with the collar. You can see it's pretty open gate. Like, not open as in wholly, but like, it's not like this where it's like not very see-through. I don't know. Okay, bye. Hello. Oh, wow. Sorry for my voice there. Okay, so it is Wednesday. I just filmed the Whip Wednesday short reel TikTok video. It is 10 in the morning. It is also the first day of Lent. So, didn't know that. Was told that last night by my dad. So I put a screen timer on my TikTok. So I'm gonna try for all of Lent to get into the habit. Probably end up keeping it on for longer because I really need to spend less time on TikTok, especially. So I'm limiting myself to 3 hours on TikTok for Lent, just because I can't go cold turkey. I know that. And then I'm going to try and replace those times with, I have this devotional app, so it's the Bible in a year. So I'm going to try and replace that, my time that I would be on TikTok, with at least, because they're only like half an hour long, and I did not do good about getting into the habit of them. But I just did mine. Nobody's home, so I'll probably film some me making breakfast. Probably have some eggs. And then I have my weird work day today. So I go into work at 12 until about 1:30, and then I'm off until 5, and then I work 5 to 8. So I'm going to probably, after work, take the dog to the dog park, even though it is currently snowing. Again, it snowed a little bit yesterday night, like not even half an inch, probably like less than a quarter of an inch, like a dusting of snow. Right now there's probably about a quarter to half an inch of snow. So if it stops snowing, maybe even if it is snowing, I'll go for a little bit because he needs to go for a walk and get out of the house, as do I. But I've made quite a bit of progress on my Sunday winter sweater by November Knit from yesterday. So I went from just having the collar to having my very first stripe, and exponential growth. So there are short rows in this. So I finished the short rows, so the back is a lot longer. Short rows are interesting as they come all the way. They almost meet in the front. Like there's literally like 2 stitches in the front before, when you stop the short rows. but I am absolutely loving how fast this is working up. I'm gonna try and keep at least, sorry, I haven't eaten yet and my stomach is not happy with that. At least one of my make nines on the needles. So yeah, kind of my update. I haven't made any more progress on any of my other knits. Did have to do some cord shuffling to get this onto a longer cord so that the stitches wouldn't be as bunched. They're still pretty bunched up. But yes. And so I have both of my sister's bust measurements because I made both of them sweaters. So this, if I end up not liking the colors on me or I end up not liking how it fits on me, it will fit, the size I'm making will fit both my sisters. It'll be negative ease on or 0 ease on one of them, and then 1 inch of ease on the other, whereas it's 4 inches of ease on me, so not like a whole bunch. And I could have made it in my recommended size, but I'm just kind of wanting a more tailored like fit. I don't know. I feel like oversized is such the fit, and I've got so many oversized garments that like, I don't know. I don't know, I just like, I want something a bit more tailored. Sorry, I zoned out there. And that's just what I want right now. And if I end up not liking it, like, it's no skin off my back. Don't know where that phrase comes from. It's weird. It's nothing to me. The yarn would have probably gotten thrown away. It's time I'm enjoying. And then it'll be a gift for someone who ends up liking it. I talked with my sister this morning. Don't know why, but like, I'm pretty sure she's supposed to be at work. I don't know. She texted me and she's like, we had this whole long thing. She's making one of those like wrap sweaters, and the pattern she found, I'm assuming she means using 10.5mm needles. She said 10.5 inches. I'm like, what the heck? In my early morning adult brain. But yes. So she didn't like it. Holy cow, what the heck was that? I'm now scared, and we're gonna move to the kitchen. Oh, wait, that was a mistake. I do not want to be next to this. I doubt that was a bird. I don't know what that was. We are going to move. Change of locations. We're gonna start making breakfast. So, once I finish this increase. Okay. Sorry, we have this like garland over there that's part of our Christmas decorations, and it just rustled, and I'm 90% sure it's not a bird because I'm gonna have to, because there were no trees anywhere nearby. Like, we have a pretty wide berth of trees around our house. Sorry. So I don't know what it was, but it was scary. I'm going to make breakfast now, so you will get a quick, super fast time lapse of me making breakfast, and then moving to the couch to do some schoolwork, probably. Morgan, my dog. I don't have any knitting. Normally I do bring knitting. I'm really glad I didn't bring knitting today because Ross Swanson is good with most dogs. There are a couple that he does not like, a couple types of dogs, because he was attacked a couple different times when he was a puppy, so he doesn't like those types of dogs. And 3 of those the dogs here today at the dog park have fit the description of the ones he doesn't like. Thankfully, he has gotten really a lot better, especially about listening to me. We're now on the walk part, so there's not as many other dogs. And instead of snapping at them anymore, he now just growls, and then promptly, once I call him, walks away. So that's why I'm okay with taking him to the dog park rather than like a sniff spot or just on hikes and stuff. So normally I bring knitting, but I have to be a bit more alert, so I'm glad I didn't today. And I was thinking it was gonna be a lot colder. It is sort of snowing again now. It was not for a while. So my hands, I'm gonna bring gloves and like keep my hands in my pockets. Sorry for the bad lighting. I am walking, or bad camera angles. I am walking. So yeah, that's so far it. Welcome. I don't know why I keep saying welcome. I feel like every time I press record, I'll be like, it's a new video. But it's not. It is not the same video. It is 9:50. Where should I go? Okay, it's over here. I woke up about an hour and a half ago. Was going to go downstairs and get food. And then promptly, when I got downstairs, plopped my butt in a seat at my dining room table, and started working on my sweater, my Sunday winter sweater. I don't know why anyone would ever, like, why DK weight, like, sweaters are so popular, because I'm using maybe it's the gauge, so maybe it feels like I feel like it was a DK sweater on worst, because the Sunday winter sweater is supposed to be a DK weight sweater, but it's a 15 stitch gauge, like 15 stitches by 24 rows. And to me, that's a really big gauge for DK. So like I'm using worsted, and of course I had to size up my needles to meet like gauge, but I always have to size up my needles. Like there's nothing new to me about that. I'm always having to size up my needles. So, but it's working up so fast, and I think it's a mixture of both, but I'm doing a size, 2 sizes smaller than I normally would. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So I'm doing a size, 2 sizes. Normally I'm a medium large. Like if I'm a sweater, I generally go large. If it's I'm generally either sizes 3, 4, medium large, depending on the pattern, depending on the stuff. So I'm doing a size 2, which I think is generally equal to a size like small, but that's because this pattern has so much positive ease, and I don't want a bunch of positive ease this time. So, I didn't read after this step. I'm assuming I just continue. Sorry, the reason I'm updating is because I just split for the sleeves. So I'm going to finish my round of splitting for sleeves, and then I'm going to show you. But it's working up so fast. I'm like, I started this, Monday night? I'm counting it as Tuesday. I started this Tuesday. And it is now Thursday. This is 3 days. I did the collar, like, not even all of the collar. I did, like, an inch, maybe 2 of the collar. Monday night, and I did the gauge swatch, which I then promptly took apart and then cast on. So, I don't know if it's working up because it's So the gauge, or if it's the sorry, I'm really out of it. I kind of had a bad day yesterday because after my walk, sorry, my hair's crazy. My face is really red and I don't know why. My walk, I took my dog. I had work, so I teach. We do like this program, exploratory program with the middle school in town, where. So sorry, you just fell. The realities of me moving around on a bed and filming on a bed. So, yeah, we do this exploratory program, and part of one of the like things the middle schoolers do is they come to the rec center and we teach them to swim, or we teach them the different strokes and just how to swim better. So I do that on Wednesdays at 12. So I do that from 12 to about 1:30ish, and then I generally take my dog to the dog park because the rec center is right across the street from it. So it's a super easy thing to do, and he just sits in the car for hour and a half, and he's chill about it. He doesn't care. He would normally be sitting in his bed at home, so it's the same thing. And then he gets to walk for 45 minutes to an hour, depending on the weather and how many other dogs are there and stuff. So I did that. Then I go home, eat lunch, do whatever I want. It's generally more schoolwork or knitting or whatever. And then I go back to the rec center, and there's rec league volleyball is happening right now. So I go back at 5 and I set up the 2 different nets, and then I stay there and I take score or match wins. So how many matches each team has won or lost for that game. And then pretty much it's literally like I'm getting paid for 3 hours and I'm doing 30 minutes of work maximum, and then I take down. Yesterday, setting up, we have these really heavy metal poles that we have to lug all the way across the gym to the different places. So generally, some of the people come early and they'll help me set up, but if not, I can totally do it by myself. But this day, I was going back to grab a pole, and they're in this closet, so you have to like tilt them down. So they're all like standing up, but in order to get them out of the doorway, you have to like tilt them down and like carry them like long ways through it. So I did that, and I turned my back to start walking, and the other pole fell, and it hit me on my shoulder right there. So it hit me like right here on my shoulder. Thankfully, it didn't bleed, or like it didn't break skin, and I didn't bleed or anything. But I had a nice red oval, and I don't have a bruise today. I do have a line from where, like, you know, when like the first couple layers of your skin like get peeled off. So that's kind of what happened, but it didn't bleed, so it didn't go deep enough to bleed. And I'm gonna assume it's gonna bruise over the day. But honestly, I feel like I either bruise super easily or not at all. So it's weird because I'll get bruises. So yes, but I brought my book. I brought my my tablet instead of my laptop. So I brought my tablet to do schoolwork if I wanted to. So I brought a book, I brought my headphones, and then I brought my muscle bear hat. So the reason I did that is because I would have brought the sweater, but the sweater is attached to 2 pretty big balls of yarn, so that's a bit hard. So I got some good progress on my muscle bear hat. Let me just finish this row. And in my book, I started my book Tuesday as well. I started my book on Tuesday, and I'm already like 230 pages in. So my 2 main hobbies are reading and knitting. And I'm on my sister's Kindle Unlimited account. We both use it. She let me use it because she wasn't using it like very much for a while, and now she's back to using it. But I started the Sun Queen trials. I found it on a TikTok video, and I started it, and I like read it in. Hold on, let me see. I have a book journal. I have a reading journal that my friend bought me for my birthday last year. So I started it on the 26th, and then I finished it like the next day on the 27th. And I really liked it. So then I immediately started Rule of the Aurora King, the next book. on the 27th, and I finished that on the 4th. But the reason I finished on the 4th and not like the next day is because I was drawing it out, because the next 2 books, so the what is it called? I didn't put it in here yet because I haven't finished it. The Fate of the Sun King and the Something of the Heart Queen are not on Kindle Unlimited, so I bought the physical books because this is literally the same price to buy the physical books as it would have been to buy the ebooks. So yeah, I'm almost halfway through. It's about 530 pages. So let's show you. So this is the progress I got. I got about an inch in about an hour of working on it. So I did about an inch on it. And yep. So that's my mascara. It's actually kind of looking like a hat now. Ooh, I just totally popped stitches off. Oh, only 2. It's fine. So it's totally looking like half a hat. So I'm probably through the hat and onto the brim part. So this is how I store it. I put the yarn inside the hat. Yeah. So I never showed you. Yeah. So I split for the sleeves. Sorry, I know the mic is right there. So the back of it is looking kind of wonky just because I'm carrying the yarn. So, and I'm doing a seamless join for the stripes, or like a jogless join, even though it's not totally jogless. There's still just like a slight one, but it's less. So this is what it looks like for me carrying the yarns. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go make breakfast. Probably. And then come back up here and do some schoolwork. I gotta do some accounting work. So I have a final update for you guys. It is Friday the 7th. It's about 4:35. It is 4:35. Very exact. And I have finished the body of my sweater, and I am ready to put it on. I'm switching the cable out so I can start working on the sleeves, but I don't know if I like the colors. I've tried it on. I love the length. I love the fit. I love where it hits me. I think I ended it perfectly. I knit about 11 inches for the body. So it hits right about where my, just slightly longer, like probably half an inch longer than where my pants generally sit. But I don't know, something about the color, I think it's this color. Something about this color sits right with me. Maybe it's because it's super close to my skin tone. Like, I don't know what, but it is not my normal choice of colors. And I know that because I bought that the contrast color yarn, the sugar cookie yarn, for I was making a basket, a scrap yarn basket. I was crocheting a scrap yarn basket, and I used it as like the one color I didn't change to kind of bring some coordination throughout the basket. And I had so much left over. I didn't know how much I was going to use, so I just bought the biggest one. I probably could have done with a lot less than that. And then my midnight blue color, the Karen cake, I bought because I was gonna crochet like probably the size of a full-grown Great Dane. Bought the pattern, still have the pattern. Dragon, and you needed to hold 2 strands of worsted weight yarn together to create this thing and decided that was not smart and I did not have the space for it. So that's where each yarn came from. So I have exorbitant amounts and I wanted to try and use up a lot of it. Not going so well, not using up a lot. But I like the stripes on the back are not like totally jogless. Like you can definitely tell like the tension's weird in this. But I like it. I'm okay with it. It's on the back. Only people walking behind me will see it. I don't really care. If I decide to keep it. I texted my sisters a picture of it on me and then the bust and then the length of the body. And sorry. One sister already likes the colors, so it might be going to her. But honestly, that's the biggest update. I really haven't worked on anything else other than the muscle burrow, which you've seen. I think I'm going to put the Nordic flower sweater onto hiatus just because I think I'm going to cast on the sweater after this. Yeah, because I've got yarn from the novice cardigan that I bought from the novice for the novice cardigan that I have yet to use. And I think I'm going to use that yarn for the sweater. So that'll be my next cast on. And that's bulky weight. Either that or I found a pattern that I like the look of from Eggio Knits. It's this really cool, like it's like got a diagonal opening across, like it's a sweater. I'm not gonna put a picture or anything because this is a vlog, but I might talk about it on my next podcast video. But yeah, so that was a very boring week in the life of me. When you really only leave the house for work or school, it's kind of hard to have an interesting knitting vlog, but I did get a lot of knitting done. You might not, if it does end up going to my sister, you probably won't see the finished object of this. I might post a TikTok video, like a short on it. But other than that, I'm seeing her on the 22nd, so it'll go down with her and I'll probably take it down and give it to her. Otherwise, if it goes to my other sister, I don't know when I will see her next. I could always mail it to her, but I kind of don't want to pay for that. So it might just be like, I know my mom's going to visit her next week, I think. So if I get it done in time, but I think that gives me like 3 days to finish the sleeves, which I might be able to do, but I don't know. So I hope you have a wonderful last few weeks of winter. We just got hit with another snowstorm, so it definitely felt like winter for a few days. It's now all melting. There's a bunch of icicles outside my window right now, so watching them melt. But yeah, I hope you enjoy what little winter we have left, unless you're completely done with it. Then I hope for a quick spring wherever you are. Bye.